Okay, let's do a more upbeat video after those two downers. Later Alligator was a 2019 comedic mystery game designed by Small Blue Animation Studio, a husband and wife animation duo, half being Later Alligator's director Lindsay Smallbutera and her husband Alex Smallbutera, who is credited as working on art, animation and the concept. The game is a beautifully animated, positively hilarious point-and-click adventure game that follows you bumping into Pat, an alligator you quickly realise is incredibly paranoid, and he explains to you how his family has planned some sort of event which he fears is a plot to murder him. You then have to explore the appropriately named Alligator New York City to find out what the event is, and on the way meeting and interacting with the residents of the city who all seem to be related in some way. The game is filled with creative self-aware humour, amazing animation, and tons of micro-games you do to get your clues, ranging from a barbecue micromanaging minigame, to a game of Old Maiden, to an incredibly hard game of hide and seek. Seriously, this one is the hardest, I have no clue where he is. The game introduces you to characters that you'll fall in love with so quickly or wish they all had their own spin-off game, giving you more than enough time to fall in love with them, although if you don't, no one ever outstays their welcome. The majority of said cast all play off stereotypes in some way. Two-Ton Tony, for example, is the cringy dad type, constantly cracking jokes that make you laugh more out of pity than anything. And rich prick twins, Prince and Princess Valentino, who are obsessed with their own image and view themselves above everyone else, fitting along with most portrayals of upper-class 20-year-olds in media. If the game was voice acted, I'm sure they would have some kind of semi-British accent just to show their uptightness. But all of them play off their stereotypes in a really funny way. Most of the time the humour is meta without breaking the fourth wall, and all the characters are just self-aware enough of who they are to make the world really interesting and, more importantly, hilarious. And it makes the game feel like a breath of fresh air. For example, Two-Ton Tony, who I mentioned earlier, constantly explains why he makes the bad jokes he does in a way that's so jarring it actually caught me off guard my first time through. Especially the one about his relationship with his wife being influenced by sitcoms. The Valentino twins, who I also mentioned earlier, are less aware of how dickish they are, but the humour makes up for it by them just saying the most ridiculous things like it's second nature. Especially during their mini-game where you have to choose who gets what from their late father's inheritance. And Pat, who I mentioned earlier, is constantly paranoid of someone trying to kill him, before explaining why his reasoning is outlandish and then bouncing back to justify it despite the ridiculousness, and this was probably my favourite gag in the entire game personally. The game has you do a mini-game for every single character you meet, whether that be a slide puzzle, a game of spot the difference, or designing posters for a revolution. Eventually you'll piece together all the pieces in the mystery and the truth will be revealed, and while that would satisfy some people, the game then shows you Manny, this fancy but slightly pretentious musician, come on screen. And then the game opens up New Game Plus. See, in Later Alligator, you're on the clock, and because of how it's designed, you'll only experience about a fifth or less of the game's content on a first playthrough. So you'll replay and eventually even grander mystery will be revealed that I won't spoil. And as you replay and replay, find collectibles, new characters, lore, and hilarious moments like bumping into a pancake-obsessed baby, or meeting someone far too obsessed with their online presence, or finding me in the game. The game is an absolute blast from start to finish, and I recommend it to anyone who finds the animation appealing, the humour funny, or just who wants a noir mystery with a more light-hearted spin. Because I highly doubt you can say you've seen a game like this before, and I don't know if we'll ever be saying it again. Regardless, I'm going to stop my main analysis of the game here, because if the visuals, what dialogue you've seen in my description haven't sold you on the game, then I don't know what will. But let me tell you a little secret, a little mystery of my own if you will. This video wasn't made to be an analysis on Later Alligator. That's just the facade and the reasoning I'm personally using. The real reason is so I could get my content creator friends to voice the characters in the game, and the only way I could convince them was by saying it was for one of my serious videos. I know, I'm an evil mastermind, and it's too late for them to take it back. I already have the files, it's too late now, and now I shall show you the clips they have sent me, the fools. Also, incredibly mild spoilers ahead, and also a disclaimer, the following section was not done by professional voice actors, just people I associate myself with. I'm pretty sure most of them haven't even done voice acting before, so don't critique their line readings. If you want to critique someone's voiceover, critique mine, or go back to the first video on this channel and make fun of how fucking dead inside I sound. Also, I'll be putting the names of the content creators in the top corner here, although if you missed a name, they'll all be linked in the description. All of them are phenomenally talented people, even if it's not in the voice acting department.
Hey bub, got a minute? Or perhaps 3 minutes? I ain't asking for 5. I saw you walking out of Johnny John's over there, and I says to myself, Mickey, you gotta talk to that mysterious stranger. A vision in pinstripes, they is. I ain't trying to fluff you up or nothing, but you look like an alligator of exceptional taste, as well as one who might like to dabble in high-stakes games of chance and intrigue. If you feel me. No, I don't actually feel me. I got a skin condition. They call me slick for a reason, and according to my doctor, it ain't gonna go away unless I start using that tropical cream at night. But I ain't got to listen to some jabroni with a smarty certificate. You know what I'm saying? Well, my smarts come from the streets, which is why I also got the skin condition, and I had my impolite lower back tattoo.
I haven't seen you here before, stranger. Alligator in New York City's a big place, but we tend to have regulars, you know? Like Rocco and Bonnie over there, those two are here every day. But you, I'd remember such a visible face like yours. I look at me being a real jerk. I don't mean to be giving you a hard time or nothing. I just been a little frazzled since last night. I had a dream I was a skee ball and some sticky-fingered kid kept throwing me into the 10-point hole. Go for the 50, dinkus. I tried to yelp at being a ball and all, the ding-dong couldn't hear me. I woke up in a cold sweat in my kitchen, systematically throwing individual oranges from the window into my neighbor's terrarium. The vitamin C would have helped me shake it off. But all I had for breakfast was black coffee and half a can of leftover candy cigarettes.
Hey kiddo, how you doing today? Me? Headed you above ground, right? Just a little more talented joke for you, since I can only relate to my subconscious fear through deflection. Hi, deflection. I'm Dad. I don't even know that I'm doing it. Some days, though, are better than others, and today's one of the better days. You see this big guy right here? This sweet piece of metal is the Grill Master 300X, the undisputed king of the finest grilling technology man has ever known. Yup, can't wait to fire this baby up and do some proper firing. Now all I gotta do is figure out how to start it, and cook with it, and hopefully stop it before the rising flame consumes us all.
Hey, so that's where this video is going to end. I'm sorry for the video on the shorter end. I'm working on a larger project for the channel that I really hope you guys like. I don't know when it will come out, hopefully sooner rather than later, but this is the reason if the next video is on the shorter side too. Although I promise I'm not being lazy with content, just doing smaller videos that take less time, so I can put more time into the bigger video. I'm still trying to keep quality at the highest standard I can. I really appreciate if you guys would stick with me through this. Thank you for watching.